So you texted him that?
Did you? We were texting. I think I did text.
Yeah,
him.
we were just in touch.
Yeah,
See, that's what I'm saying. Is like something like that. Instead of texting anyone, just to be able to go there, because we have that. Some people have it where they like to have community. They like to have people around them.
I don't. This is the thing though. Is when I was younger, I needed to have like 3 or 4 people around me.
Yeah.
Now I only want to have one person that I enjoy having conversations with, and like honestly, like us being friends for so long. Like I could sit and talk with him forever. He probably gets annoyed with me because I just ask so many questions.
Yeah, he always
like,
tells me that.
Yeah.
Look how hurt he is.
I didn't start it today. I didn't start it. I was about to go in on you on some stuff, but it's cool, man. I didn't start it today.
Bobby shows violence today.
All right, yeah, he
Bobby
woke up.
came in.
I know he was actually pretty nice today. I was like, oh,
This is the violence side of that.
Bobby's been planning this.
And this is like the good side. You woke up on this side today.
See, at least I kick you when you're up, not when you're down.
I've been spending time in the dojo, doing all the things that they won't show. No spotlights on me, no photos, becoming the king on the low low.
how you feeling today, Josh? You a little feisty today?
Oh, you know, when Bobby, every time
What's
Bobby
today?
steps
Tuesday?
inside,
Yeah.
every time Bobby steps inside my ring, you know, I'm feeling a little feisty. This is
Wait until we have an actual studio, and then there's a
Yeah.
little
If you watch that video with there's a video on YouTube with the Siberian tiger when he walks in, when all the other tigers are there. That's how I kind of feel sometimes. The Siberian tiger walks in, all the other tigers are supposed to be tigers, but when he does, they all kind of.
I saw a
And he
video.
doesn't need to. He just walks in. His presence is all that is needed.
So you're the
Why don't you ask that
Very
tiger
calm.
what happened when the silverback
See how
walks
they
in?
are?
Right
See
here.
how the little tigers
When-
go,
When the,
Siberian
when the
tiger
silverback
goes-
walks in, they all just
The Siberian tiger just goes.
it's like this.
I saw a video of a grizzly fucking up a black bear, and I thought of you too. The grizzly.
Wait,
It was
exactly.
actually-
You walked into that one.
Josh
Which
was
one's the black bear?
Joshua was the one holding the camera. That's what he
It was actually. I actually felt bad, like the grizzly.
Oh
Yeah, you don't mess with a grizzly.
Yeah.
It was just ragdolling. It killed it.
man.
This black bear, and it was ragdolling it, and just
Yeah.
nothing. And
I think I
just
saw it too. He was already dead.
Yeah,
he was still
he was
just
just
slamming
mangling
it. He
it.
was still
Yes,
slamming
yes.
it on the ground on the rock slide.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Yeah.
but it was the black bear got to the point where the grizzly was like, all right, enough is enough, right? Yeah.
So that's what I think about one day. I'm gonna be filming. It's gonna be us. I'm gonna be filming.
Bobby's gonna break his hip. Bobby. I wish.
Let him go. Let him go.
Just don't forget. Don't forget.
You can't
Daddy,
jump in though.
no.
At that point, I'm just filming it, just like that guy was filming that. Like, whoa, damn!
This can get a
I
lot
can't-
of views.
I'm not getting involved with that. You get hurt trying to separate those two. But
What are we talking about today? What's good today?
you were getting into a topic. Remember, we're like, "Oh, save it." Like things you're contemplating, moves you were contemplating making.
Oh yeah. I think this is just a life question for a lot of people. Is just figuring out like how much do you live? How is it how hard you work or do whatever you want to? There's it's sometimes when you hear certain people when you hear guys that say, "Oh yeah, I bought this $2 million car" or something like that, that's a little ridiculous. And I think that way just because how many people you can help with $2 million. So life is crazy because you work super hard and then, half the population is saying you have to stay humble and you can't buy these expensive things. But then at the same time, some of the people that are working hard like that saying, I worked that a little bit extra so that I can get certain things, certain like wants versus needs.
Yeah, I think it's
There's a
good point
balance.
there. Because you were talking about upgrading your home, right?
hmm I was looking at upgrading my house, but
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
everything that,
Save it.
oh, okay.
There we go.
let's get into it.
So the balance of it. Okay, we're rolling.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby's got something similar to what reason why we moved here, and also too, like you guys walk into our house every single day, and I've got like jump mats on the ground. I've got a rebounder sometimes in the house. I've got a trampoline with a pull up bar for the kid. Like it's my house. one of the reasons why we moved here is sure we wanted a nicer house and a bigger house and all these things. The thing is, though, it's just usable space. But on top of that is wants and needs. I've got all this artwork that we spent thousands of dollars on in California sitting in the guest bedroom, just leaned against the wall because I haven't put it up because my son's throwing tennis balls against the wall. And I guess you want to upgrade the house. Your kids are at an age where I don't know if they're dribbling basketballs through the house or not, anymore, doing anything like that. But like my son's literally walking around the house with his lacrosse stick. Sometimes it hits the wall, sometimes it doesn't. Do I want to put up a piece of artwork that's $1,800 and have him hit it with a tennis ball or lacrosse ball and knock it down? And I mean, like, do you understand? I guess what I'm getting at is you're talking about upgrading a house. Your kids are at an age where upgrading makes sense. For me, where my kids are at, I'm like, I want them to feel free in their house to do whatever they want. They're not putting holes in the wall.
Yeah.
But,
I think, and what you're saying is there's different reasons for wanting a house. Like when I go into a house, you look at it, the first thing you're looking at is how do your kids fit into it, right? And is it what you need for your kids and will they have the space to do what they want? And before, I wanted to buy a house that was by a school that my kids can go to. Now we're just looking at trying to upgrade. But when I go into it, I still have that business mind. I'm like, how can this fit into the world that I need? And this house that I'm looking at right now, the reason why I justified it is because it has a lot of good backdrops. There's a lot of good places like for doing different filming and different things like that for entertaining. It has a lot of those perks to it. So I looked at the value of the house versus just the cost and wanting the house. But I think what I was talking about before is the wants and the needs. We work our ass off. We bust our ass. And then when we bust our ass, do we splurge on certain things? My nephew was just calling me just a little while ago, right before I got here. He was talking about buying a exotic. He kept saying exotic. And I told him, I said, you know what? Don't buy that car unless you know that you can pay that car off in a month. That was kind of his deal. So if you make $100,000, $200,000 in a month, then go and splurge on that car because that car is just a complete want. And that's what I do certain times. I do it with everything. I live way below my means. And I think a lot of us do. At what point do you start living at your means or even above your means? Because we all do stuff for our kids. Everything is just for the kids. At what point do you start doing things for you? What was the last thing that you did just for yourself? I was
that Toyota Sequoia.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
2 weeks ago.
No, because when I came over here, all you talked about is the back seat with the kids, and they had the space in the room. When was the last time you bought stuff just for you, only you, and it was just you?
It's before I had kids.
That's
for sure. But it wasn't, and also too, I didn't buy. I bought it for me, but I also bought it. Like I bought the house, right? I bought my house before I got married. I bought my house before, before we were married. So I actually bought it, and yeah, that's probably the first time. That's probably the last time too. Everything else has been, just something you needed. I never had a new car until, a brand new car until I bought the Denali years ago. Literally like the very first car I ever bought brand new, 7,000 miles in, the engine goes out, tranny goes out. I'm like, all right. When I got the Jeep, had problems with that. I was like, man, all right.
Third time's a charm, though.
Time to switch to Toyota. That's where I was at.
What about you, Rich? What was the last thing that you did just for you?
I still do things for myself. Like, for example, last night, went to a concert and I was going to go by myself, but had a friend in town. Lucas was in town, so he ended up going with me. But that was just kind of for me and just a little time for me. Went to go see AC/DC and an old favorite band of mine, and just me, like no family. And my wife's all supportive of it. She knows there's certain things and moments I want to just go enjoy, and she's very supportive of it. So it's more of those moments and experiences than it is like going to buy something. I've been wanting, when we went to go visit Ewing, I was looking at those trucks, getting all excited.
Yeah.
I'm driving my truck that's 10 years old.
Yeah.
So, but I would love a new, I'm getting,
It's on its way.
I'm getting antsy,
Yeah.
because there's part of me that sits back and says, man, I deserve a new truck.
Yeah.
I work hard, right? I'm at this age where
You got to talk yourself into it.
I almost feel a little guilty, right?
Mhm.
Because they're not cheap.
I do that all the time.
No, they're
Because
not.
then you think, because like I think it's about picking and choosing where you kind of go big and where you have that mentality of like, man, I got to go for it. Life's short. And then other things, I think you need to have more of that long game mentality, right? Like, man, I got to be a little smarter about this. Like going to a concert and spending a few $100 is not buying a $80,000 truck or moving into a multi-million-dollar home, So it's picking and choosing when to apply that mentality, I think.
But when you said you went to the concert, Lucas went with you, but it's like, and she's and Bailey's okay with that. I get it's nothing to be really too concerned about.
Yeah.
But like, do you want to do that? You want to do things by yourself? Like for me, I don't have any desire to like go to a football game by myself. Like I only want to go if my son can go with me, if the family can go. Now I don't have any desire to go to like a concert by myself or even a movie by myself. I know people love to go watch a movie by themselves. I just have no desire to do that.
I feel that you need that in life, because I'm the same way like you. If I'm going to do something, it's on my low list of priorities. If somebody asks me to go do something, if my kids say they want to do anything, I'm like, all right, I can go. Because I'm so locked in with them. But we talked before on an episode before about when kids actually leave the house and those parents go through that kind of depression and stuff like that, and you don't want to leave them. And it's like, you almost need those times for yourself. Because like my ex did this one time, because we split the time and my son was just at practice. So on my days, I went to his practice, hung out there. It was nice outside. It was by a park. And then on her day, I came out there too, and she said, get out of here. She said, go home. Go away. I was like, I just want to watch his practice. She said, just go home.
Oh, they're my kids too, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be fighting if you told me to go home.
That's what I was telling her. I was like, I could come here and watch him too. But I understood what she was saying at the same time.
You're in the car with binoculars watching from a distance.
I'm like, come on, Miles. No, but I think we really have, like, I agree with you to a certain extent. I know I agree with both of you guys. But I think we have to start taking those times by ourselves. We need to find those times where we can just be ourselves. Just go watch a concert, go watch a movie, go eat.
It's not necessarily by yourself, but boys trips.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing, because
Well, I haven't done a boys trip and I can't tell you how long. I mean,
didn't you go to the football game, the college football thing?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, right. Yeah.
We
do that once a year. Yeah, we do that once a year.
But it's a boys trip that you go do. It's for you and your time and your crew, because I think the thing that we've developed is this great communication and honesty around, like, it's Monday night. It was a Monday night show. The kids can't go.
That's true.
She doesn't like them.
Yeah.
Trust me, when she wants to go to something, she lets me
she
know.
lets you know.
I want to go. We're going.
Okay.
As opposed to like, nah, I would be bored.
Yeah,
you just go enjoy it. And these guys are so old, they might not even be around.
If she's bored, I'm not spending a couple $100 for her to go. She's not going to enjoy it. Like, nah.
And I'm used to operating like that. Just all the years on the road, flying to town early. Oh, this barbecue joint is like highly, reviewed and got all this hype. I'm gonna go by myself.
Terry Blacks?
No, but just like wherever we could be. But yeah, like the Terry Blacks of St. Louis or Charlotte.
There's one in Waco that I want to hit, and I haven't hit yet on the way down.
But stuff like that, like as much traveling as we do when you get into town. So I'm used to like finding these things and going by myself. We'll fly into town and there's a concert. I've done it before. Like we were in London and there was a band I really wanted to see that just so happened to be playing that night, and we had the day off. So just go by myself. And I mean, you have to communicate and work that out when you're at home, but there's some things that are non-negotiable, right? Like, hey, this is a family function. Whether you like it or not, we all have to go. And there's certain things where we just kind of say, hey, yeah, you go. And the same with her, if she wanted to go do something, because I don't want to get dragged into something I don't really want to do either. So
do you like? I noticed that lately, like what are they called? Not bridal showers. What are they called? The baby ones.
Baby showers.
Baby
showers.
showers. Yeah.
showers.
Do you go to the, like, have you gone to any of them? Because I know now, like, they're considered like co-ed, like husband, wives go. They do like games. For
I almost had to go to one, and I was like, I don't
Cain
wanna go.
Velasquez. He had a co-ed
Co-ed?
one.
I haven't been to a co-ed. Yeah, it's usually just the girls.
We did the one with for Gilbert Melendez where we did the diaper
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
and we ended up winning
that
the
was
diaper.
fun. Yeah,
We won the diaper contest
yeah, that was fun.
with toilet paper. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, there's just some events where you go and do them together, and because I also understand there's some guys that don't have that freedom or that ability. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
how did you
It's a lot of relationships.
how'd you pull
like
that off? I'm like, we talked about it.
Yeah.
You know, they can't. Yeah, they're either too afraid or their partner is like, no, we do everything together. Why would you?
It's trust issues in that relationship.
No, I think no. I don't think it's trust.
I
Not
don't
all the
think
time.
yours,
Not
but
all the
a
time.
lot of times there it is.
No, mine doesn't have a problem with me doing anything. I mean, I choose to reel it back because you don't want to create those trust issues. You know what I mean? Like I can be gone every weekend if I want. It's just one of those things. Like why? Like I enjoy being at my kids' games. You know, like on that, because now that we've got a routine with all these sports, anything that kind of throws off the routine, it would make anyone's ears perk up. Like, wait, all of a sudden we want to go here. What? Like, what are you doing? Like, we have the kids stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Yeah, but I'm not.
that would just be a little strange. This is different.
He likes
I don't
AC/DC.
pick and choose. It's a Monday night. There's
Yeah.
nothing going on. I didn't miss. The kids take the priority, but if there's an opportunity to go do something, watch a movie, watch a show, like we split up and watch our own stuff all the time. Like it doesn't have to be this. Where are you going? You know, you watch what I watch.
This is
you,
interesting.
You like what I like. You know, because
Yeah.
she doesn't like movies and shows that I like, so I'll watch them by myself.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I went to a movie and watched it, just a movie that I kind of wanted to watch without her or the kids. It's always been for the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time was we were in Wembley in London, and I went to go watch it with Sarno. We went to go watch what I think it was called Ford versus Ferrari
Okay,
with Matt Damon. Maybe it was called something else. I think over there it was called like Le Mans something or whatever. Anyways, great movie. That was the last time I think I went to a movie to watch like kind of what I wanted to watch. That was it.
What else do you go eat by yourself?
No. Like,
No?
what do you mean, like, eat by yourself? In terms of, like, I'll
can't eat. I
swing
need somebody
through,
to feed
I'll
me.
swing through, like, Lala's Tacos and eat real quick, but I don't, like,
He's
go
like,
sit down at a nice meal and
you
eat.
know,
So
I-
when you're out on the road, you won't go to like sit at the bar of a nice place and just
I do.
eat by. I love doing
I
that.
do it
Oh,
all. I
really?
do it all the
I
time.
love doing that.
Every time when I go, because I fly out the day before my shows. So if I go to the day before my show, I'll go to a nice steakhouse. I go sit at the bar.
Yeah, I could be
get
at
a
the
nice
hotel,
steak. And it's
right?
me. I'll just sit there at the bar and get like or I might just get a seat off to the side, like in the corner, just sit, chill, just me, get a nice steak.
Bobby, you're single. You're supposed to do that.
No, no,
Bobby,
no, no,
you show up into a town and you got
No.
like you're there a day early.
no.
Bobby,
Not-
you're supposed
not-
to do
not
that.
Married.
If you
Not
didn't do
married.
that, it'd be a little strange.
What if you're on the road, Josh?
He's
Like,
No,
No,
Bobby's
like,
out there on the
and-
prowl.
and it's not single. It's not even single. It's not even single. It's if a single person did want to do that, what would they do? If they want from that mentality, if a single person wanted to, what would they do? They would go and try to like, oh, let me try to find somebody to go and eat with me. It's an attachment thing, and I understand where he's saying is like some people have a hard time with just being their self, no matter what situation you are in. Just to be able to go and just be peaceful and do it on your own. It's if you're seeing somebody, if you're not seeing somebody, whatever the case is. Like most time, people, if they're not seeing somebody, they're gonna say, "Let me go call somebody so that we can go eat." I'm gonna call one of my buddies, or I'm gonna call a girl, or I'm gonna find a date or something. They don't just say, "Let me just go and do it." Whether it's watching a movie, whether it's eating something, I don't think people have that time to just be yourself, just not be around
Well,
anyone.
I did that a little bit on this last Baroka show when I went and worked the Baroka 2 weeks ago in Vegas. Like when we did I just texted you and said, "Hey, I just sat down and ordered. I don't remember what the place was called, something bistro." And I sat down. I was just going to have dinner by myself and have a whiskey bourbon, whatever it was,
See?
you know. And then Rich trickled in, and then 6 more other guys trickled in,
Did you
and I
call
was
them?
like, "Huh?"
Did you call them?
No, I just told him because he thought it was closed, and I said, "Well, I'm sitting down. I just ordered, so if you want to join, that was
So
it."
you texted them that?
Did you? We were texting. I think I did text.
yeah,
him.
we were just in touch.
Yeah, we were.
See,
in touch.
that's what I'm saying. It's like something like that. Instead of texting anyone, just to be able to go there, because we have that. Some people have it where they like to have community. They like to have people around them.
This is the thing though, is when I was younger, I needed to have like 3 or 4 people around me.
Yeah.
Now I only want to have one person that I enjoy having conversations with. And like, honestly, like us being friends for so long, like I could sit and talk with him forever. He probably gets annoyed with me because I just ask so many questions.
Yeah, he always
Like,
tells me that.
Yeah.
Look how hurt he is.
I didn't start it today. I was about to go in on you on some stuff, but it's cool, man. I didn't start it today.
Bobby shows violence
All
today.
right, yeah, he
Bobby
woke up.
came in.
I know he was actually pretty nice today. I was like, oh,
This is the violence
yeah.
side of
I
that.
started
Bobby's been
it.
planning this.
And this is like the good side. You woke up on this side today.
See, at least I kick you when you're up, not when you're down.
Oh, but sometimes you just want to hang with someone where you don't feel like it has to be. You got to carry the conversation. You can just say whatever and be quiet. Like
and
it's
we're
just cool.
quiet
Like you're not
sometimes.
worried about.
That's what I like is we can
It
sit
being
next to each
awkward.
other and we don't have to say anything. We can just sit there and be like,
Yeah, you could play on your phone, and I'm not like
Yeah.
offended, or I'm doing the same. It's not like, hey man,
Yeah.
we got to be vibing here. Why are you on
No.
your phone? I don't care.
yeah.
It's just that comfort, but. That's why I like just this alone time. And again, it's not like I'm doing it when I'm at home and my family's at home eating dinner and I'm by myself. That's probably not a good thing. But if I'm on the road, sometimes it's just such a headache to coordinate with people, right?
Oh,
it's like,
it's-
hey, man, no, this time, that time I got to do this. I'm like, you know what, man, I'm going to go do my own thing. I'm going to go for a walk, find a spot, sit at the bar,
Yeah, you know how many
and just
times
chill.
we'd have the whole production crew from Bellator. We'd all be trying to find a place. Let's go here. Oh no, I don't feel like Italian. Oh, let's go here. I don't want bar food. And you're like, eventually I'm just looking at Big John and I'm looking at whoever and I'm like, all right, just kind of sneak off.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Yeah, we found this spot on the way. You guys didn't want it. We felt like this.
Yeah, sometimes it's just easier.
I'll meet you back at the hotel.
It's just easier to travel light.
I think it's good to have that balance because I think if you have one way, some people get too like they need to break away, and then if you have no one there, then you want someone there. So I think it's good to have that balance. Where you
But
have,
here's, but we were in Japan for Bellator, one of the last shows that we did. Like to me, like they're experiencing something. Like we went to the sushi spot where they serve, individual pieces of sushi. Like basically make it fresh right there on the spot. That would have been great to experience by yourself, but it was so much more fun experiencing it with like a group of 5 or 6 that we had with us. Because you got to see what they were getting and how they enjoyed it, what we liked about it. It was just more of a conversation piece. And, next thing you know, we've been there for 5 hours, obviously a little tipsy. But, but it was the sushi chef walking you through every single piece that he made. Like, no, don't put wasabi on this. Put this in. Like, it just, like certain experiences I feel like you should experience with others. In terms of the concert, like I get it. She didn't want to go. Like you don't want to bring someone that's like, I'm not really.
And there's not too many guys. Like I would have brought up to you guys, but it's a Monday night,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're not really into it, you're not going to go spend several $100s to go.
Yeah.
Just kind of
No, I
one
get
of
it.
those things that was a solo mission. But I'm okay with that. Like I'm down to go experience those things by myself. And it always was. It wasn't always that way. But there are some people. Especially men, I feel like that are just afraid to like just sit there with their own thoughts. Like a man alone with his thoughts is could be a scary thing.
Well, one of the things that like, do you go watch? Have you ever gone to watch a movie by yourself?
not a movie.
Which makes
I
the
don't go to
most sense,
movies.
right? Like you're not supposed to be talking in a movie anyways.
Right.
Like you should. Like everyone should go watch a movie by themselves.
I've done it.
I have done once, but like I never really went back and did it again. But it's one of those things that movies have always felt like a social thing. But I've got like Javier Mendez and other people that I know. Like they'll go watch movies all the time by themselves because like you're not supposed to be talking to anyone anyways. You just show up, watch the movie,
Right.
and get out.
Just like a concert,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
That's
you're
true,
not
yeah.
you're not there to socialize. Really, you're there to just enjoy the performance. So, yeah, some people think that's completely weird.
I
Like,
think
yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah.
To be
What's weird? The movie or the concert?
Movie and concert to me is about the same. I think it's one of those things that you're supposed to experience together, or even though you're not talking, I totally get it. Cause yeah, it's just weird to me to go see a movie by myself, but it makes total sense. Eating, I can go by myself, but I also have a friend. Do y'all travel? Like he'll go on trips by himself to New York or wherever.
Yeah, I don't
that's
know about
just-
that.
I've done a lot. I've done a lot, but because when
But is it like because of your work and then you're having to do it? Or is it like, hey, I want to go to Hawaii. I'm just going to go by myself. Like,
No, it's because of my work, and I've learned to do it, and I've been okay with it. Because when I talking work, over the weekend when I was in WWE, we would get there Thursday night. I'd pick up a car, drive to the hotel, and from there until Monday, I have to go to the show, but I'm driving 3 hours by myself. I go to the morning, I go eat breakfast, I go to the gym. Like, I'm by myself the whole time. A lot of guys, they'll be in a car full. Every time they pull to the airport, they got to get 3 other guys to travel with them, and they travel from city to city, and they go to the shows. And I did that when I first started. I had a travel buddy. It was only one guy. It was me and Boogeyman, or me and Crystal traveled it for a time. I did with MVP. Certain people we just had, like, I was like, hey man, we'll meet you at the airport, and we travel together. And then when I came back this time, I really didn't know very many people. So I was like, all right, I started traveling by myself. And I was traveling the entire weekend by myself. So I was eating dinner, breakfast, traveling hours, going to gyms. I was doing all of it by myself. And like, I didn't want anybody to travel with me. I was like, no, I'm good. Even when I started working with different people, I was like, I just want to travel by myself, because that's my time to just, like, I can just be to my thoughts. I can put on a book, audio book. I can listen to a podcast. I can do whatever I want. And then I don't have to follow anybody else's schedule. And I was like, my schedule's kooky. I like to get up early and do cardio. Then I like to go lift later. I like to eat certain things. So I didn't have to follow anybody's schedule. So I did that so much. So even afterwards, when I wasn't in work, if I wanted to go and travel somewhere, I've done it several times.
Traveling is different. I don't really like to travel and fly and go to airport with somebody, because I don't want you to sit down and start talking to me. I need to get in my chair. I need to put my headset on, listen to my podcast, or do whatever. Like, I'm not trying to have a full blown conversation for 14 hours on a plane. Like, I mean, I've sat next to people. I'm like, just shut up. Like,
but that's also when you're traveling and you're going to do it by yourself, you do it with a friend. So usually if you go with a friend, it is like that. All right, we can talk. Hey, did you see that? And then also, all right, you just get on your phone, you do your own thing.
No, like when my friends are like, hey, let's try and book our flights together. I'm like, no, like, you sit where you're going to sit. I'll sit where I'm going to sit. I'll stand up and walk down and talk to you when I feel the need. And you can stand up and come down and talk to me.
From when you're in first class.
Even that, look, that's work. If you didn't have that person, you didn't have to say, oh man, I got to go walk back there and say what's up. When you sit in your seat, it's just...
Well, it really depends on the length of the flight, right? Like, I mean, like, if you're flying to like Paris or something, like where it's a 14, 15 hour flight, or when I flew to Saudi Arabia, it's like 28 hours. I mean, like, it was kind of nice to have, the Japan flight back to Dallas was, 19 hours or something. Like, those are just flights. You're like, okay, look, I flew back from Japan with Amanda. She was here because she's from Dallas, and just her being next to me, I'm like, I was like, well, we made sure. I was like, hey man, if I get her drunk, then she'll just knock out. And sure enough, got her. She fell asleep. I fell asleep. Woke up when we landed. I was like, this is the greatest. So, but it was that was like the only time I ever flew with somebody. Like, hey, booked the same flights. I've ended up on the same flights as like Fish.
Yeah,
but Fish is always in like first class, like up there where the cockpit is, And like for me, I was either in first class, like the generic first class, or like business class. But he was in the ones with like, where they have full like rooms where you walk into.
He was sitting next to Bobby.
No, yeah, probably. Well, they have like a room and a bed.
Oh,
it's not,
yeah.
He was
Those
always in like those
huge
things. I was like, bro, that's not my level, dog. I'll have the lay down bed, but that's it. Like, not the full.
Not
it's
the
already,
room.
like, he's got like a shower and
The
everything.
room is crazy.
I was like, yeah, that's nuts.
yeah. The group travel stuff. I mean, we experienced that a lot. Right?
Yeah.
With
Bellator.
yeah,
and
Bellator, Strike Force.
all
Like,
that.
you'd get on the plane and you see several of your colleagues, coworkers, other fighters, corners, whoever's
Yeah.
going in, and you're all on the bus. And yeah, that's fun. There's an
Yeah.
element of fun to that. But sometimes I just like Bobby said, man, just that alone time that Pete is terrified of. Pete's
No,
that
I'm
guy.
always
He's-
by myself, but
he's afraid
just
to
doing
sit
certain
there
things.
with his own thoughts.
I'm always by myself. I used to be like the center. Like, I would have groups of friends would meet all the time. We're always with the crew. And then after a while, now it's just me, and I like it. But certain things I just can't do.
Can I tell you why I don't like to have big groups anymore? Is I realize that doesn't matter if everyone pays their way, it still costs you a lot of money. And I've just learned that no matter what, when you have a big group, it's going to cost you double what you would normally spend. And I was just like, I don't really enjoy this anymore. Like realizing that if you go to a restaurant, the bill's like $3,200. And you're like, okay, well, there's 15 of us or whatever, right? But you're
Bobby's like, where you eating?
I mean,
What are y'all eating?
no, I mean, like my friends own like some restaurants, you know, like Mastro's and stuff in San Jose. Like you show up, I mean, if you show up with more than 6, it's an automatic like $1,200 bill. You have to spend $1,200 if you show up with more than 6 people.
Oh, really?
At Mastro's, they don't take you unless you do. So they can sit you in different areas, which they'll do. You know, because they want to make sure, oh, you want to be friends? You guys can all sit together. Well, you know, it's an automatic 25% gratuity. Like automatically, you're spending more money with more than 6 to 8 people when you go out to eat or you do anything. And it's like, okay. And then they also too, like, even though we're all friends, it's always, I got this round. Will you buy a round at Mastro's or at Heroes Ranch, right? Where I love that place. It's my buddy owns it. It's just, it's still, you buy a round of 15 to 18 people, you know, it ends up being $800. That's one round. So it just, you realize when you go out with groups of people, it's so fun. The next day you wake up and you have that little bit of buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I just spent $1,200 and I had a steak that was only this big and like 4 drinks, right? You're like, shit.
You paid for the experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
The company.
But this is my point. My point is when we were in Vegas for Barocca, just that sit down conversation while we were both having our dinner, to me, that's more important and more valuable to me now as I've gotten older. Just enjoy these conversations. I enjoy the moments. Like when we were both talking about moving out to Texas, I was like, I can just call Rich anytime and be like, hey, let's go have lunch. I need to get away or whatever and have dinner. And I know you would make time. You know, that's what our friends
We always invite Bobby. Bobby never makes time for us.
We get it. One day he'll come around, you know, when he's not a superstar anymore.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Time over here.
Hey, Bobby, what are you doing, man?
Where do you people go to eat?
Bobby's like, I'm not going.
Yeah. Show me where you guys go so I can avoid those places. I don't want to see you guys outside of this room.
Let's get back to your original. Like, hey, when do you start enjoying things for yourself? When do you start spending money on yourself and buying the things that are about you? That's really what what you were talking about, correct?
Yes, because as parent, well, what I'm trying to say is, as parents, we put so much into our kids that we don't even think about ourselves sometimes. And I think that we have to take those times to think about ourselves. I don't do it. I don't go anywhere. I'm always with my kids. If anything comes up that my kids are doing, I'll cancel plans to do anything at any point in time. And I almost try to find things with them. And my kids even get to the point where they're like, Dad, we're fine. Go. And they're almost like forcing me to go do stuff because I just never do anything for myself.
Well, I tell my friends now, I want to be invited. And I feel like you need to invite me. I'm not coming, but I still want to be invited. Yeah. Right? Like don't just because you know I'm not coming, don't not invite me. I want to be invited still. And that's kind of where I'm at. But no, I guess what I'm talking about is, for me, doing something for myself is like massages. I mean, for you, you know, we know you got fucked up feet, so you probably get your feet done as much as you can.
Done,
yeah, because we know they're probably LL Cool J.
Why did you say
toes
Rich's
all
feet?
tucked underneath?
Have you seen Rich's
like
feet?
This? Have you seen LeBron James's feet? Have you seen that? Did you post that video? Dang, dude, that was
Peter, how are your feet?
bro?
My feet are beautiful.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, bro, he's Asian.
This
He
is
probably
true.
knows how to do his own
So
toes.
only black people have bad feet?
Yeah, I don't know
Pedicure,
what that
manicure,
means.
pedicure,
Now,
manicure.
you're racist on feet too?
Yeah, what does that mean?
He probably knows how to do his own feet. Pedicure, manicure.
A foot racist. What is this?
Yeah, those moments where you do something nice for yourself, a massage.
We got to do bigger things for ourselves.
Like
But what's big?
What?
Like-
What's big? Yeah.
Well, okay. What's the first thing you bought when you made money? Was the first thing you bought, like for yourself?
It was a vehicle.
Okay.
Why was that?
Because I know now how dumb of an investment that was. Because later on in my career, and I told you guys before, there was a stretch in my career where I drove a minivan. And I drove it because I went to the car lot because I was buying a car for my sister. And when we went up there, we had to go look at the car that she was getting. So they were like, "Oh, just jump in the minivan. We're going to drive over there." And I jumped in this thing, and I was like, "Holy cow!" My kids were young. They got it. The doors just opened on the side. They jumped in, went back. TV's there. They were in heaven, and I was driving. I was like, "Man, this thing drives nice." So I bought it. So for years, I was like, my kids know I'm not a materialistic person. So I'm sitting there driving a minivan for, it was years. That was my only vehicle. And it was like Bobby Lashley, there was a fighter, the pro wrestler, all this, all that. And beep, I got my little minivan and I'm driving around with it.
Not
My exes would
materialistic.
just,
Corvette,
Yeah,
Mercedes,
Bobby,
No,
that's
TRX.
no, look, I'm telling you, the thing that my first big one after that was my kids.
Well,
My kids
what
forced
kind
me
of car
into
did
that
you
one.
get for yourself? That you
That
say
minivan?
The
you bought
first
that
time, the
vehicle?
very, very first time. So that was a long time ago.
Okay.
It was an Escalade truck.
Okay.
And then I had a sponsor. That guy, he sponsored Lennox. It was one that sponsored a lot of the fighters too. So I had nice. It was a nice truck. It had nice wheels on it. Whole sound system. It was.
But that was a
gorgeous.
purchase that you did. Like, hey, I earned this. I'm gonna do something nice for myself. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the person that changed me after that was Vince McMahon. He was the first person that came to me and kind of changed that. He goes, came by, he says, "Did you got yourself a house?" And I was like, "No, I'm looking at buying a townhouse." And he looked at me, he goes, "A king must live in a castle."
Hmm.
And then he walked
Ah.
off, and I was just like, I am a king.
He just saw your head just blow up right there.
I've always had the biggest, like little quotes that had the biggest effects on my life from certain people. One was Dwayne's dad, and I'll tell you that one in a while. I mean, it was a joke, but it was a great joke.
Dwayne's
I
dad
loved it.
is absolutely one of the greatest guys I've ever
Man.
been around, man.
He
Dwayne
said that-
Zinkin.
Yeah. Dwayne,
His dad is phenomenal.
He said something to me and made a little joke, and the way he said it, the delivery and everything was just like awesome.
Yeah,
It was funny in a different way, but it was so cool. But yeah, he told me a king must live in a castle. So that's when I started buying houses, and that was my thing, was buying houses. And the thing that I loved about buying houses, and the reason why I did it, is because I lived in garbage growing up. Like my house was $20,000. It was disgusting. Like I talked to you guys before, like I would want to keep my shoes on in the house. It wasn't so great. So I was buying low end houses, but I was making them really nice. Everything, we got everything out of them, and I got into that. So I've been doing real estate for the past 10, 15 years, bro. 15 years now.
Yeah. What about you? What was your first major purchase?
Um,
Was it
like
for
like
you?
for me,
Was
like
it for
me,
you or yeah?
I mean, yes, like for me, it was probably a nice AP watch a few years ago,
Oh,
where I just
You bought it.
felt-
You bought it.
Yeah, I was like, this is for me, and I didn't hide it from my wife.
Yeah.
She was there with me. She was fully supportive.
yeah.
Like
they know.
the communication. If you're struggling with like, because I know a lot of guys out there that sneak those purchases in, right, or contemplate, how am I gonna justify this, or man, I can't get that. My wife won't let me. We had a good talk about it. Like I don't have multiple of them, but just I said, man, I would like, and of course I could pass it down to Ollie,
Yeah.
and it's a true timepiece and an investment. It's an asset, and I'm like,
So
you know what?
hold on. You're doing what I do, and we always do this, and I think we're gonna keep doing it. You said, what did you buy for yourself? But you justified it in your mind with all those other things. So then again, it's almost an investment again.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what I do all the time also.
There was a plus to it that it could be an investment, but I just wanted it for me. I don't wear it that often, but I don't know. It just feels good to know. That's probably the one thing, because everything else, like the vehicles, you can justify. You know, you take the family around in it.
Yep.
You want something big, safe, comfortable for everybody. But that is something that I got for myself. That I don't. Just feels good knowing I have it, even though I don't wear it all the time.
Yeah. I think
Yours?
mine.
Yeah.
Like the very first purchase ever that I made strictly for myself is when I was 17. I bought a Jeep Wrangler. I wanted something I could take the top off. I lived in Idaho and we lived in Coeur d'Alene. There's a lake, so it was like a lake town. But then during the winter, it was ski town, snow ski town. So I wanted to have a Jeep, and that was the very first big purchase I ever did. After that, I basically realized it was a horrible investment. And I got out of it because I owed money on it. Got out of it, traded it in, got something small, picked up a car for $1,500. A little Honda Accord. Drove that thing till the wheels fell off. Sold that. I bought it for 32. Sold it for 1,800. Bought it for 3,200. Sold it for 1,800. Then I got into a Mazda 626, a little four banger.
I
a
had
little,
one of those.
you know, bought one of those, and then eventually got out of that. And then my very first luxury car, which was old, was obviously, I think it had like 28,000 miles on it, but it was the Lincoln. I bought a little Lincoln. I think it was a Lincoln LS, I think is what it was. Yeah, that was like my first like cruiser car, like kind of just chill,
Little baller
relax.
car.
Yeah, little baller car. Yeah. So I had that. And then, yeah, man, just
Seeming to be all
vehicles. I mean, well, right around the time I was making a lot of money during that Lincoln time. It was used, but then I bought my house during that time. So that was I bought my first house during that time, and then, shortly after, bought another house, two more houses, duplexes and triplexes, and then, then we were talking about moving here. I basically sold those duplexes and triplexes to start buying other houses here in Texas.
It's hard to think of things that you can splurge on. Cars are just the easiest one.
Yeah.
Because outside of cars, is what else is there? Like I splurge on trips all the time. Like, and I got to the point where whenever my kids could go is usually when all the kids can go. So it's hard to find a place that's not just jam packed, where it almost makes the vacation not as fun because there's so many people there. So there was times where I was like, all right, we're going to go at this time, but we're going to splurge a little bit more here. So we're not going to be in the most packed places. We have just a whole different experience on those. So splurging for me has always been travel. I travel everywhere.
Here's the thing. I wish, obviously we all look back at our younger selves and say like, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have bought more houses. I wish I would have bought more properties. Yeah. I didn't buy enough of them. I thought like, oh, just having 3 was enough or 2 was enough. Or that I was like, but instead I went and spent money on things that shit, I don't even know where those things are at now. That's the problem. Like I've got nice watches, no AP watches, but I've got some nice watches, but I'm like, I have them. I never wear watches now unless I do a show.
I wear this Fitbit watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
right?
day.
Yeah,
every day.
It's like you take the AP out for special occasions, like you go to a nice dinner or whatever it is, right? But like, I don't know. I have watches all up inside my, my room. I never wear. I just don't have. I don't know. I just don't buy anything that something's happened to me, I think in the last probably 10 years where I'm like, I really don't need it. If I don't need it. And I kind of take that Sandra Bullock moment from The Blind Side when she says, she told him, if you don't love it when it's on the rack, talking about clothes, but I kind of put this into my mind for everything. If you don't love it when it's on the rack or on the showroom floor, you're never going to love it any more than you would right there at that moment. So if I don't love it, if you have to look at something twice and go, I'm not sure, don't buy it.
Really?
Don't buy it, because I've done that so many times where I was like, no, I like it. I don't quite love it, but I like it. And then I got it. And then I'm like, damn, I don't really ever wear this. Or I never really use it. Like it's just at my house doing nothing.
I did that. I did that with mine a couple years ago when I bought the Corvette.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are the ones that forced me to buy it. And my son said, come on, Dad, you never buy anything for yourself. Just buy it. It's not, just buy the damn thing. So that was, and I went home that night.
Give me the
and
keys,
I said,
Dad.
and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And the whole time, and my kids are good. They broke out all the sites where they're selling the cars. They made sense financially. He was like, Dad, you can write out this part and look over here. This car, it's like here, they're selling the car a lot less or a lot more over here. So you're going into it with equity and all this stuff. They had it broke down. And I was like, speaking my language. The next morning I was like, all right, I got up. The first thing they said when they got up, Dad, go get the car. You gonna get it? Are you gonna get it? And then I was like, all right, I got it. I had the car for 3 years. I had 3,000 miles on it. 3 years. It sat in my garage. And at first when I got in, I was like, oh, and every time when I got in it, people were, oh man, cool car. And I was like, all right. And then I just never drove it. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't me. The style wasn't there. It looked great on the showroom floor. I mean, that car is beautiful. It looked like a Batmobile. But as far as me driving it, it never did.
You remember Mike Zuger?
Oh yeah.
Zuger had an Aston Martin.
Yep.
And he would tell you, if I have to drive this thing more than 20 miles, he's like, I'm just taking the Mercedes instead. He's like, it's so uncomfortable to drive. The seats aren't comfortable. He's like, it's cool to get from like point A to point B.
It's funny how
like
the Mercedes is the B car.
Yeah. The Mercedes is the B car. But that's kind of where it was at. Like the same thing with the Corvette. I mean, I've heard people talk about them all the time. Different vehicles. Like, sure, they look great, but
they're having a hard time selling Corvettes these days.
Oh yeah.
And the new ones came out too. The new ones, they look sharp.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but they're
They're
sitting.
pretty cars.
They're all
Yeah.
sitting. They're
Bobby,
selling.
let me ask you about the house because I'm curious. You know, when we get going back to this conversation about practicality versus splurging and going big, because Miles is a sophomore,
Yes.
so you got him for
About
two
to be
more.
a junior.
Okay, so you got him for 2 more years, right? So
Yeah.
you could go get a bigger house, and you're gonna potentially downsize again in a few years, right? Well,
That is-
Naomi's 8th grade.
She's going to 9th grade, so she
Right.
has
So
4
you'll have
years.
her for 4 years and you have Miles
So
for
2 and
2. So if you upgrade and go out and get the bigger house, you'd have it for 4 or 5 years, right?
Mhm.
And then there's a chance you could just be living in it by yourself, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's not a reason to not get it, but just the
that is a
practical
reason
thought.
not good. There's a bunch of, for this particular house that we were looking at, there's a bunch of reasons to not get it, but the reasons to get it are just it's like almost like a personal thing, because one, it's the most expensive house in
How
the
big
neighborhood.
is this house that you're looking at?
It's 9,000 square feet, but
And
But-
how big is your current home?
5.
That's
New
plenty
Dad
of room,
Dojo
Bobby, for
podcast studio.
What?
Dang, see how
This guy.
everything just turns around on me.
No,
No,
but because that's the practical side
Okay,
of it,
here-
right?
okay.
Practical side is like, oh, you don't need that much space, but we're not talking, you know, but
Okay,
there's a
well,
whole other
let
side.
me put the practical side of all of it. So when I talked about backdrops, it does have a lot of really good backdrops all around the house. As far as like filming, it has, like my house right now, the backdrops for me, it sounds stupid, but they're all bad. They're all bad. Like I have to try to find places to do. Now my office is perfect for a lot of things that I want to do, because a lot of things that I'm going to be getting into is like coaching, and I have a lot of meetings and different things like that. And then with social media and stuff like that, we've been hitting social media. I can justify a lot of places in there for that. It has a podcast studio. It has a whole gym in there. It has its own gym, so that works also. And another thing is, me and my my business manager, we've been talking about doing like event planning. Now, when my kids get out, I was looking at that could be a perfect place for like events. The
Oh,
way-
like
how-
the one you hosted
yeah,
that he didn't go to,
right. The
but I
one, that,
went.
the one that I invited.
Yeah, I
him
told
to
you I wanted to be
because he
invited.
wanted-
Doesn't mean I'm coming.
the invitation. So I told him. But
I was very upfront about it.
those places that do those events make a lot of money. So I looked at it as being one of those places afterwards, because I have a bunch of rentals. Like I said, I got a bunch of rentals, and that's what I do. And if you're trying to do the number, when I follow the 1% rule, as far as how much you pay versus how much you make from the place, it hits that. Like you have 2 parties a month, and you'll be all the way in the plus columns. And I just think so I looked at it as the practicality. I looked at the business side of it and how would it be worth the money, and it's pulling me both ways,
So you're always looking at it,
no matter what it is. Yeah.
yeah.
The house that I got in now, I didn't look at it as a business thing. I just looked at it as, this is a price point we want to be, and this is where we want, because I had to get my my ex flew down. She got her house, so we wanted to be close to each other, and that was the one that I could get quick, because I had like a month to figure everything out and move down here from Colorado. So we got something
So
quick.
that was pure like practicality, just
Yes.
this is what we got to do right now.
Yeah. And then when we got here, I like the house, but like I'm right next to my neighbors, and then a lot of different things. And for me, I said, I bust my ass and I put myself at a good level in my career, and I can afford something that's a lot different, nicer, and I can get some of those things that I want. I want a little space. I want to be right.
Can you
on
just
my
buy a
neighbor.
plot of land and then build the house
It
the way you
is
want it?
So hard. I would have to almost move districts, move schools, and I can't do that.
Oh, so
because
you're trying to buy inside the same area, exactly
Yeah,
where you're at. Kids
in-
will stay in the same schools.
Yes.
in our
Got
area,
it.
there's
Frisco,
nothing
ISD,
there.
Got it. Okay.
And then my son's already 2 years into high school, so he's going to his junior year. To jump over to a whole nother football team and wrestling
Yeah.
team, that's hard to do. And my daughter also. So I'm like, man, in that area, it's very, very hard. And to get anything close to what I want, it's twice as much as this one. But this particular house, it's just an expensive house in the area that it sits.
Right.
So it has a lot of pros to it. The house itself is phenomenal. When I said the backdrop, I always look at, can I make this money back? And with social media and the way that things are going and some of the channels, some of the things that I want to do there, I can get some money back with it. And there are business expenses to it, the office, the gym, different things like that. It has a lot of those things that I really need.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just want to entertain a little bit more. Like I want more family around. Like my niece is living in North Carolina, and she's a teacher, but she's like, man, she's running through that. I went through school, 4 years of college and everything like this. And
So
I'm
you
not
can't
getting
entertain
paid.
in a 5,000 square foot house? You got to go to a 9,000
No, I'm
square
saying
foot house?
I want her to move with me. Like I want her.
And so in
if my
5,000
mom decides to move down, she can move down.
Oh, mom too. Okay.
And then like if I can have
That's not entertaining.
A lot of
That's
family.
literally like you're a landlord. You have
not
tenants
landlord,
now. In your
no, I want people around.
You want tenants in your
I
house.
want,
come you never have
I want
us
people
around,
around.
though?
I want people around.
Yeah, you never
How come you
invite
never
us
have us
over.
around?
Huh?
Never
No.
have us around, man.
I get it.
You can come over, Rich, anytime you want
Dude,
to.
now we're talking, my man. But something I saw the other day that I think applies here. I think I saw the average age of people that are really buying homes these days in this country is 55.
Okay.
And I think when you think about you're at that age, I mean, you have to have money, right? It's not young people buying, right? That's kind of the issue is young families, younger people are not in a position to buy a home. But at 55, if you think about it, if you go with a 30-year fixed, I mean, you're paying that thing off at 85,
Yeah.
right? So you're like, man, what am I doing? But sometimes you don't think about that because you're just thinking, I just want to live in this home for all those reasons that you said are great reasons. And then just got me thinking like, man, I'm going to make this investment, this purchase. I'm not saying you're 55. We know you're a lot younger than that, right?
Mhm.
But nonetheless, it's, we're in that time where we got to start thinking, right? Like, man, I got to pay this thing off in the next 30 years.
Well, investment was, I don't think of paying it off.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't look at that. And a buddy of mine that was a car dealer before, of course, a car dealer. He was saying this. He was like, certain things you're going to have payments for the rest of your life. You look at it, and one's going to be your house, and one's going to be your car. Like I don't look at not having a car payment. I look at always having a car payment, always having a house payment. So if it's something that I buy or something that I rent, it's always going to be a payment. So I'm just going to find out what I want, and then that's what I'm going to be paying on. That's how I look at both of those things: car payment and house payment. I'm not going to pay off a car. I'm not going to go buy a car cash. It's just bad business, and financially and in business sense, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'll pay a 6% interest to make 12% on that money.
Sure.
So,
but also the idea that you're going to have to work when you're old to maintain all these things. You know what I mean?
Because I'm investing it, so I'm making money off of money. Like I can stop
Yeah, he's
right
talking
now.
about he's using
but the average
his rental houses to pay for things.
Sure, I understand, but you're still having I guess there's the idea of, are we trying to simplify our lives as we get older? Like, do you want to be? But I could see both sides. Like that's going to keep you sharp, right? When you're in your 70s and you have this.
I'll downsize at that point. At some point, if I feel like if you buy something right, you're going to have that payment until you don't have that payment. So if I buy it right, if I put that thing back on the market, I'm not going to lose money.
Right.
All I know is that I'm not going to have this big equity that I'm going to cash out of here. All I know is that I'm going to be paying to live here every month. And if I could justify that payment and I can make money from that, then that's all I care about if it's a wash. Because like right now, a lot of the big investors are saying it's better to rent than buy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And why are they doing that? Because it's just a payment. So if you're looking at a certain amount that you're going to pay a month, then just get that payment a month. Whether you rent or buy, it's the same payment.
Right. But you're also not on the hook for that. Like I said, a 30
you're not on the
year.
hook on anything. If you want to get out of a house that you're renting, it's going to take a month or two to get out of it. If you want to get out of a house that you bought, it's going to take a month or two.
You can sell it. Yeah.
And in a month or two, you can easily, if you buy it, like right now, my house, when I originally bought it, I put a lot into it. I put like over $400,000 into it. When I sell it, I get all that money back. If I rented, I won't have that bank account that I'm keeping that money in. But for me, with the house that I bought, I'm thinking if I pull that money out, then I can go invest it somewhere else, and then I can make money with it, and then I can rent, and the money that I'm making is going to pay my rent. Plus, I have money to keep going with it. And I understand their philosophy with this whole rent thing. That's why I'm like all over the place. I'm like,
well, I think the philosophy behind the rent thing right now is that the rental market has risen so much that people are actually renting out the house that they own and getting something equal to the same size and moving in and using the money that they're probably making like $1,000 on renting out their own house. Like if I was to rent out this house, we can get anywhere between $6,000 to $7,000 a month, right? But I can also rent a house down the street in the same community, okay? It's a tiny bit smaller, say like 300 square foot or 400 square foot smaller, okay? But I can also rent it for $1,000 cheaper. So I'm making $1,000 profit. I'm not on the hook to pay for any of those things. I don't have to fix anything.
How are you, if it's just right down the street, how are you able to, why would the person that rents your house for this price
I had no idea.
Rent that one?
Because I mean, I don't know, but it can be done. Like I've seen them all rent. There's a ton of rentals in our community.
Yeah.
You know, but they all have to be long-term rentals, and you can rent a house. Maybe it doesn't have a pool. Maybe it does. Our community has pools. So like you don't really need a pool, but I can still get a house over there for say $1,000 or $1,100 cheaper. Some people just like the idea of the way that this house is. This house is different.
Right.
It's got higher ceilings. It's got longer walk-in, whatever it is, right? Some houses have 2 stories. I don't want 2 stories. Some people like 2 stories because the kids can be upstairs and downstairs versus that.
Right.
But regardless, I think overall though is splurging on yourself. Absolutely. I think you should be able to do it. You should want to do it. But I also, for me, the biggest thing was I don't want to spend money on things that I know that I just eventually I'm not going to need or use. Those are things like with you in the house, right? You're going to want to have your mom come. You want to have your sister come. When the kids are gone, and let's say the kids start having kids, you want to have a bigger house for the whole family to come. Hosting is a huge deal. Like for me and with my grandparents, they had a huge house, you know, in Saratoga in California. Everyone came to the house.
Yeah.
It was like, that was like the spot. We had built tents over, you know, built forts over the pool tables and, you know, and the chairs. And it was awesome. It was something I will always remember as a kid. Those are the memories that you want to make, especially as your kids get older and you have grandchildren. That's going to be fantastic. So if you're buying it for like those kind of reasons, but if you're buying it just strictly for like, hey, I can film in here, I can do this, I can do that.
No, I'm saying there's a lot of different reasons. I don't just use one. Like that's one, but I also use financial reasons where I can justify the cost.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying is there's no cost basis there. They're just like taking care of a need that I want, or a want and a need, because you want family to come, but you need family to be there. I'm looking at just the financial parts of it. Can I like justify paying that money? I always do that with everything that I buy. Everything that I buy. Like anything that I buy right now, it has some kind of reasoning. If I buy it, I'm like, oh, I can wear this on work. So I can justify writing it off as an expense for work. Or if I splurge on something, if I buy a vehicle, it's because it's a work vehicle. You know, everything that I do is, I try to justify the cost.
You're really, really good with that. Clearly you're thinking long game, and you also are very, you have a very strong portfolio of assets that support, you know, you got a lot of revenue streams, right? And ways to make money. But I think there's a lot of people out there, a lot of dads out there, a lot of older men that don't have that. And they're making these decisions that I think, because that's what I think about. I don't want to be older stressing about this. And if you're 55 and you're not Bobby Lashley and don't have all that, you know, behind you, whether it's experience and these great investments you've made, and you're going to be paying that house, you know, technically, like you said, you can always get out, you can always sell it, but you're making this commitment for like 30 years, right? You're saying, hopefully you live even till 85. But if that's true, the stat that most men are buying or families are buying these homes with the man being 55, man, that's kind of crazy, because you're almost making it harder, because you might be making really good money. You could be peaking, right? Like at 55, but you got to know and understand you're not going to be making that money for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's only like you're going to hit that point and you're either going to retire or you're going to just, you know, find other things to do, but you won't always be at that level.
Yeah.
But people don't think like that. They just keep thinking I'm going to be at this level forever. And you make these decisions and you're like, man, I just, point being, I don't want to be older, stressing and having to work super hard and trying to figure it out, trying to
with a lot of
keep up with stuff that I made, decisions I made, you know, many, many years ago. Because I think we're at the age where we have to start thinking about that.
Yeah. I was just fortunate enough, not just to have like the right mentors to really get me. Like I always talk about real estate. Real estate's like the biggest thing that I've gotten into. So I don't look at the money that I'm making now as my paycheck. I look at the money that I'm that mailbox money
Yeah.
that I'm getting from my properties, and that's how I'm basing my decisions right now. And even if people aren't making a tremendous amount of money, I always encourage people to really look at some of these things. Learn real estate. 95% of wealthy people have real estate in their portfolio. So I always tell people, learn it. You can learn it. You can get into real estate at some place. And then once you get in there, you can always work your way up to just that investor. But everybody should try to look into real estate. That gives you that mailbox money where you can retire and still be able to live the lifestyle that you want.
Yeah, it's getting more difficult to buy property and real estate right now, just with the way everything's going. But I mean, I would agree with you 100%.
Depends
A
on
lot of
where
people
you're
got
at.
into the stock market. A lot of people got, for me, it was always about property because I mean, I take a look at what my grandparents paid for their house, take a look at what my parents paid for their house, and it's tripled and quadrupled since they bought it, 18 years ago or 15 years ago. Just my house in California is gone up, I would say. I know California's unique situation, but in our
That's our
area,
biggest problem.
yeah.
If you look at it, it's the increase in housing is
Yeah.
why we have a lot of issues with where we're at these days. Young families not being able to afford homes. That's the number one expense,
Mhm.
right? Is housing. It could be up to 30%.
Yep.
Right,
And
of
my
your
concern is that,
expenses.
all these builders are making plenty of houses now, especially where we live, but people can't afford them. So you're going to end up with a lot of vacant ones that end up being rentals. And then that's going to drive the rental market up.
Right.
And if that drives the rental market up, then your house won't be able to rent for much if you have investment properties. And then the houses will eventually be easier to buy if they can lower the rates or the costs on it, which means that your housing will go down as well. So not only are you losing your rental market, you're also going to lose your housing market. So it could be a couple different ways.
Just play it.
of
Just
going.
play it.
Hey,
When it goes
Pete.
down, buy. When you sell it, you just got to
Yeah.
be flexible.
I have a good question for Pete.
Uh-oh.
Who would you rather have as your landlord, Bobby or Josh?
Bobby.
Damn.
You
Didn't even skip a beat. No explanation needed. None. We know.
Bobby's the cool landlord.
Okay,
He has
no,
the
no.
nice.
He
the
won't be
nicer
around as
property.
much. Like he's off doing stuff.
So you can.
Josh will be right there.
Josh
what's
will be
going
up
on?
your
what's
ass.
What's this over here? Yeah.
I had a kid yesterday. I have an apartment in Birmingham, in Alabama, and there's an 18-year-old girl, and I have a landlord over there, and he's trying to push her into the place. I was like, man, 18 is tough. But the girl's she's kind of like a genius. She graduated high school a couple years early, just put her in there. And I was like, I got to stay away from this because for me, seeing somebody like that, the girl's 18 years old. She's a nurse right now. She makes good money. If she had any hard times, she would pull on my strings really easy. I'd be like,
What are
"All
you
right, just-
charging over there again?
That one's $850.
In Birmingham?
Birmingham, yeah. It's in different area. There's different price points, and
That's
there's
good.
eight-
Bobby,
there's
you're
eight-
nice, huh?
There's
That's
eight.
it?
Well, when I bought it, the guy was charging like $450, but the place was run down, so I fixed him up and then got him back up to market rate. But we have like $850, and there's a couple of them are at $950.
Yeah. I guess the question is when do you feel comfortable enough to start spending money on yourself? Like when your kids are in college, when your kids have left college, when you feel like you maybe don't have to provide for them anymore, whatever it is. Like when do you feel like it's time to spend money on yourself, whether it's massages, whether it's the house that you always wanted, the car you always wanted, the AP watch you always wanted? That's a question, I guess. Leave it down below and let us know what you think in the comments, and hit that subscribe button, the thumbs up, and the bell for notifications on when we drop our shows.